Early spring, bright sunny day, tench is on my mind, and I like to fish the Waggler for tench. Just nice technique. But I want to find the marginal shelf. So I'm basically looking where the lake drops down and then starts to level off. I'm under the impression, like lots of us are, that that's a sort of patrol route area that carp and tench will swim along. So I'm going to find that here. And the best way to find it is a combination of the deeper sonar and the marker float. And this is quite a complicated technique, so bear with, but it's very, very useful because it allows you to, once all set up, to constantly put the Waggler on exactly the same spot, literally the same spot every time. No deviation, no 6 foot this way, 6 foot that way. You're just on the interception line. So as these tench come past, you've got the best chance of them coming across your bait. So first thing to do, lob out the old deeper. And I've already had a look a few minutes ago, and we've got sort of, change your glasses, 7 odd feet out there. And then it very quickly just rides up to about 5 feet. So I'm going to do that again. And it's quite close in, which they usually are, these shelves. And there it is. Right, just visual reference. So I can put the marker float out roughly there. Right, deeper has done its job. And what I'm going to do is take it off, put it on the marker float. Right, marker float setup is set up. Very simple, because I'm only literally, I don't know, 8 yards, something like that, which is perfect sort of Waggler range. And we're just going to do the usual we do with our marker floats. Cast past, drag it back, raise it up, and measure the distance. Right, that's on the top. I'm going to sink it right the way down. Dunk, there she is. Five feet. And there she is on the top. Right, so pretty close. Now I'm going to leave that there. Right, now what I've got to do is the marker float's out there. I'm now going to try and put a plumb float on it so I can get the exact depth, so that later on I know how to adjust it all up to lay on. But have a close look at this for a start. In the pocket, I've already got the plumb set up. I've got a size 12 hook on, 5 pound bottom, 6 pound main line, adapter, 2 float stops so I can move the adapter up and down, dropper shot and a swivel. Seems complicated. And right down here as well, I've got an anchor shot. Okay, technically, anchor shot will be on the deck anchoring. I shall fish this over depth, so the actual hook link will be slightly loose. And the float with its bulk shot and its dropper shot will sit perfect. And then the anchor will hold it in position. So I'll set this up. I'm just going to select a float. I'm going to go for a Drannan Visi Wag 7. And probably with the way, it's not far, but there's a bit of wind, so there'll be a bit of tow. 3 grams will probably be more than enough. We'll find out when I'm chopping and changing the guide to like 6 grams, but I'm pretty sure 3 grams will do it. And there's my plumb float. handmade by me. Now this float's super buoyant. Super buoyant, and I'm going to just use it purely to cast it by the marker float and get the exact depth. I think that'll be still not deep enough. Cast it past, and I've got to try and get about 2 foot behind it. Boom. So she's a little bit over depth there, as you can see. So there's a bit of trial and error, back and forth. Past, back to 2 feet beyond it. There you go. Pretty nice. So now I'm on the depth. Now I just need to mark the depth on the rod. I'm going to take off my plumb, put my hook in my keeper. So I've got a fixed point. And then I'm going to get some tape. Sometimes I use bright orange, but I ran out and the only tape I had available was black, so black it is. And I'm going to orientate the float, and it's actually basically on that ring there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth ring is the depth. I don't need to even use tape. I'll stick it on it just for fun. For number 4. Right. So now we're going to get a little bit complicated. The actual float that I'm going to be fishing with, that goes in. So what I want to do is, this float's going to sit round about a bit of the yellow showing. I want to fish about 4 inches laying on, and the distance from my anchor shot to hook, which is about 1.5 inches. And I've worked this out before, and I normally always do it. I want to fish about 5 to 6 inches over depth. That'll compensate for the anchoring of 1.5 inches, and then my lay on, soft line, etc. So all I've got to do is see my marker position, exactly dead depth, and go 6 inches beyond it. So I just need to push up my float until she's a shy 6 inches above. And that's it. Now, float depth is done. That'll fish consistently as long as I cast it in exactly the same place every time. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to clip up. But I'm going to clip up, not using the hard clip, I'm going to clip up using tape. So that if I get a big rogue fish, it can pull out of the tape and won't snap me off. I'm going to also count the turns, so if it all goes wrong, I can get back to exactly the same position. So I'm going to do that now. So now I'm going to overcast, and I'm going to pop it in the clip temporarily. And I like 4 turns to sink the line. So let's see where we are, and we'll make our adjustments. So cast to the clip, sink the line 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, put it all in the rest and have a look. And there she is. Well, that was novel. I got there straight away in the first cast. Normally doesn't happen. If, say for instance, I did that and the float was still too far out, I'd cast again to the clip, unclip, reel in a little bit of line, reclip, do it again. If it was the opposite and it came in too close, I cast out the clip, add on some line, and then just repeat until I get it accurate. And there it is, first time, well, brilliant. So now I'm on the clip. I'm going to replace the hard clip with the tape clip as I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to count the whole retrieve so that if it goes wrong, as mentioned, I know how many turns to get back. Right, there's the line of the clip. I'm going to take it out really carefully so I don't lose any coils. I'm going to put some tape on the spool, and if a rogue fish comes along, it will literally be able to peel that off. I don't want it to be easy for them to peel off, but it will come off. And I can also rip it out if I needed to. Bait would normally be on, obviously. I'm ready. I'm going to count the turns as mentioned. Cast to the clip, boom. Sink the line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Probably 11, going to do it again, just to double check. To the clip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 turns. I'll just make a mental note of that, and that's it. So, to repeat, deeper, find it. Stick a marker float out so that you can put your plumb float next to your marker float. Marker float is basically trying to find the bottom of the shelf where it starts to plateau off. Interception line for tench. Done my plumb, get my depth all set up against the rod, mark it all, clip up, blah, 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 blah. Happy days. All you need now is some tench. Enjoy the fishing.